What is Ayurveda? Ayurveda is called the science of life, the science of balance. It is considered to be the oldest medicinal healing science on planet Earth. It comes from the great land of India, and it is now labeled as the sister science to yoga. But what Ayurveda brings is the wisdom to keep you healthy and happy. Ayurveda teaches you what brings you healing. What might today be your nectar could very well be poison tomorrow. And the beauty of Ayurveda is that it teaches you why that might be so, when certain decisions are better than others, when certain foods are better to eat than others, and all kinds of other dietary, lifestyle, and yogic practices. So what is Ayurveda? Ayurveda is the science that informs you to live a very balanced, healthy, happy life by making the right decisions that support your life force every single day. Ayurveda can help and support and inform your yogic practices, asana, pranayama, and meditation, because it's based upon the principle of prakriti, that we are each our own unique individual constitutional form, that we all have our own unique makeup of the 5 elements. Often, if we live a very balanced life, these elements stay in great balance. But if we don't, then we can go out of balance. We could have too much fire. We could have too much water showing up as water retention, too much earth showing up as excess weight. Too much fire would be excess heat, body temperature, things of that nature. So Ayurveda can inform our yogic practices by helping us make the right decisions to choose the right breathing practices, the right asanas that will either keep us balanced according to our constitutional makeup or bring us back into balance if we became out of balance. So Ayurveda is one of the best lenses that we can apply to our yoga practices so we know how each asana, each breath practice affects us, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, and internally. Ayurveda helps you write your own personalized yoga prescription for your health. Yoga changed my life, but Ayurveda changed it even more. So what Ayurveda has done for me is allowed me to wake up every single day with complete and total awareness, to understand that all of my actions, from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, have an impact not just on my health, but also on my mental capacity, my mental health, my complete and total well-being. That it is a cumulative effect of what I do day in and day out that will completely and totally serve my health and well-being. One of my favorite mantras coming to me right now is not a fancy Sanskrit mantra. I love mantra practice, but I would say my living mantra in this moment is keep it simple. And I find that that is so useful for most people because we tend to overcomplicate things. Our mind can get very grandiose in all of its thoughts and ideas about how things should be, would be, or could be. So my mantra to get through the day is to keep it simple, look ahead, don't make things complicated, and reach the goal in peace and in simplicity, because that is best. I like how attentive you are. A common mistake that I often find yogis make is the emphasis on the physical practice of yoga. But if we remember and we think about the history, the roots of yoga, is that yoga forms part of the Shat Darshan, the 6 most important philosophical pillars of India, that it is truly a system of philosophy, which means that it is about wisdom, that yoga is here to bring wisdom, and through that wisdom we find peace. So as wonderful and as much as I love asana physical practices, my own personal mistake was that I thought that downward dog was somehow going to lead to enlightenment. That when I finally could put my foot behind my head or do a fancy arm balance, something was gonna happen. Well, my ego happened, but peace did not. So if there's a message I want to send to the world of yoga, is that yoga was about coming back to the self, to recognizing that we got lost in the great land of living that is oh so much fun, but how to live with mindfulness, how to make every moment a moment of yoga, and that what happens on the mat is fun, but what's even more fun and exciting is to live every moment as a new moment and to walk through life through the wisdom of living yoga as a true art of philosophy. Well, I do have one very hilarious, funny memory from a yoga class long ago. It was a class that I was actually assisting, and it was a large class. And during the class, we were doing some partner assisting, and the assist was Pincha Mayurasana, forearm balance. And during this particular moment in time where you're workshopping, one of the students, while assisting another student in Pincha Mayurasana, became quite overzealous and actually pulled the pants off the particular student. And so the students sort of bared themselves to the rest of the class. And thankfully, it was a hilarious moment because we all took it in quite lightly, and thankfully she was wearing underwear under those yoga pants. But nonetheless, it was quite a hilarious, funny moment that if you're watching, I'm sure you have never forgotten, and I still have it etched in my memory 10 years later. Through yogadownload.com, you get to choose the class that is right for you, at the time that is right for you, and even the length that is right for you. So with all those choices and all those decisions, you will never be left alone to practice yoga. You can always be guided and find the practice that is going to be best for you in that moment. I think everyone should use yogadownload.com.